Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I am Nur Adilah binti Muhammad Kamal. Today, I am here to inform you about 3 most expensive coffee in the world, which are Luwak coffee, Black Ivory coffee, and Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. We often drink coffee, but do we actually know the origins of the coffee and what makes it different from each other? Coffee is a brew beverage made from roasted coffee beans and the seeds of coffee berries. It is a popular energy-boosting beverage that is enjoyed worldwide. There are several reasons why coffee is popular around the world, not the least of which are the coffee myths and legends surrounding its beginnings. To begin with, this beverage has been accepted by most religions. Caffeine in coffee has a pleasant perfume to stimulate the mind and the senses. Today's coffee market is full of diversity. There is bound to be a little bit of something for everybody, from organic blends raised exclusively using eco-friendly farming methods to beans harvested from exotic locations. Therefore, some of the coffee are very expensive. Firstly, let's look at Luwak coffee. Luwak is the local term for Asian palm civet. Luwak coffee is a coffee that consists of partially digested coffee cherries which have been eaten and defecated by the civet. It is pricey because of high demand and the limited quantities of Luwak coffee that the civet can produce naturally. 1 cup of coffee luwak can cost between 70 ringgit and 300 ringgit, while 100 grams of luwak coffee beans cost between 450 ringgit onwards. Why is it worth so much when it is simply a cat's poop? Ladies and gentlemen, to explain why luwak coffee is so pricey, it is necessary to first grasp at the origins of the coffee beans and when it all began. When the Dutch still occupied the island of Sumatra during the early 18th century, the Dutch made it illegal for native farmers in those areas to collect coffee fruits for personal consumption. The native farmers, on the other hand, did not take long to figure out how to have a taste of coffee all to themselves. The natives began collecting the seeds for their own use after seeing that the luwak ate coffee fruits but left undigested coffee seeds in the droppings as they marked their territories. They cleaned, roasted, and ground the undigested droppings to make their own coffee. The outcome of their innovation was a distinctive aromatic coffee mix that even the Dutch quickly became captivated with. Despite this, the coffee was regarded as rare and was already fairly expensive due to the difficulty of producing the droppings. Later, the coffee was dubbed Luwak coffee, which means coffee of the Asian palm civet. Now that you know something about Luwak coffee, let's look at the second one, which is Black Ivory coffee. Making Black Ivory coffee is a process similar to the Luwak coffee. So, what makes it the world's most expensive coffee? The best hand-picked Thai Arabica beans are used to make Black Ivory coffee. The Arabica beans are then fed to Thai elephants and plucked from the dung by manhouts, which are the elephant keepers, a day later. The elephants, on the other hand, are extremely inefficient. 1 kilogram of Black Ivory coffee requires 33 kilos of raw coffee cherries. The availability of Black Ivory coffee is based on the quantity of coffee cherries, the elephant's appetite, the number of beans lost due to chewing, damage, the manhouse's capacity to recover intact beans, or the dung lost in tall grass. The product's high price is partly due to the large number of coffee cherries required for making the final product. The price can reach to 9,308 ringgit per kilogram. Coffee cherries, along with whatever else the elephant would normally eat, such as bananas and sugarcane, are digested by elephants over the duration of 15 to 30 hours. The fruit tastes are infused into the bean during the fermentation process, which also releases natural sugars and reduces acidity. The scent is flowery with a hint of chocolate. Even if you are not a coffee expert, Black Ivory coffee will be the most distinctive cup you have ever experienced, with flavors of chocolate, malt, spice, a hint of crust, and without the burnt or bitter taste of ordinary coffee. The third most expensive coffee in the world is Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. It was recognized as some of the best in the world. It is grown in a unique microclimate at a very high altitude, which the top is over 7,500 feet. It is from Jamaica, notably the Blue Mountain as the name says. The price can reach to 470 ringgit per kilogram. But why is coffee grown here so expensive? My fellow friends, supply and demand explains why the price is so high. The Blue Mountains produce roughly 0.1% of the world's coffee, and demand is rather high. Due to the gradients and excess roots to the crops, it is extremely difficult to cultivate the coffee. Because the temperature is much cooler at such high altitude than in most coffee growing places, the process will take much longer, approximately twice as long. Aside from the great altitude, there are other advantages to growing in the Blue Mountain, which are the climate is quite stable and there is plenty of rain, which means constant humidity and less direct sunshine. Furthermore, the soil is volcanic, which has high nutrient content. Because of the high altitude, the beans are tougher and denser than the most coffee beans. The result is a mellow, full-bodied flavor with a fruity finish and delicate flavors of hazelnut, herbs, and spices that works well in a variety of brewing methods. Like most of things of high quality in life, you will get what you paid for. These coffees have its own value that makes it different from each other. A cup of coffee purchased from a coffee shop is unlikely to be identical to the coffee you brewed at home. The factors to determine when making a cup of coffee is the type of coffee bean used, how it is roasted, the amount of grain, the origins of coffee beans, and how it is brewed. The primary reason why some coffee is more expensive than the other is because of the quality, uniqueness, and the origins of the production of the coffee. It is not simply about the product, but also about the experience. People are paying for an intangible experience that gives them a brief sense of joy. Therefore, there are three most expensive coffee in the world, which are Luwak coffee, Black Ivory coffee, and Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, are unique coffee that offers a lifetime experience to its drinkers. That's all from me. Thank you.